Devin Haney is in a do or die position where, yeah, he's supposed to beat Jose Ramirez, but let's see what happens when he gets cracked. Because honestly, Jose Ramirez, he's not the best fighter in the world. We all know that. I think personally, this is no disrespect to Devin Haney, but he picked Jose Ramirez for a reason, and this is no disrespect to Jose Ramirez either, but this is the way the sport of boxing goes. There's a reason why Devin Haney is not going straight into a Ryan Garcia rematch. He wants to test the waters and see how he's going to look against a fighter who's not as great as Ryan Garcia, but still has some tools. Jose Ramirez has a good left hook. Ryan Garcia has a tremendous left hook. So let's get in the ring, see if we can defend it against someone who doesn't have the most pop in the world, but still has that same weapon. Let's see if Devin can neutralize that left hook. And then against Ryan Garcia, will he be able to do the same when it's faster, stronger, and from someone who's more talented and more gifted with the power, right? So we'll see what happens if Devin Haney gets past Jose Ramirez, because obviously you guys know this isn't an easy fight, because ultimately this is Devin Haney going up in weight. A lot of people have been speculating about Devin Haney. They've seen his physique recently. Everyone's calling him skinny because he used to be a quote-unquote weight bully when it came to the 135-pound division. Now he went up to 140 and obviously still had trouble making weight after the Regis Prograis fight, going into that Ryan Garcia fight with a lot of anticipation and attention leading up to that fight. But ultimately, Devin Haney was still drained at 140, so now he has to move up at a catch weight, against Jose Ramirez. But Jose Ramirez isn't a small guy either. He himself had a difficult time making 140, so he's going to feel strong as well. So Devin Haney's really going to have to be sharp, in my opinion. I'll be curious to see whether or not Devin Haney has power at a higher weight class now, because he doesn't have to suffer with making weight. But just as equally on the other side, Jose Ramirez is going to feel strong as well. He's an offensive fighter. He's a pressure fighter. He likes to make you uncomfortable, and Devin Haney's going to have to deal with that when Jose closes the distance and obviously throws that hook to the body, throws that hook to the head. He has a good left hook, like I said before. Not like Ryan Garcia, not as fast as Ryan Garcia, but he throws it hard. He has power. Obviously, people are talking about how Jose Ramirez is honestly people think he's on the way out, he's on the decline. But ultimately, this is the opportunity for Jose Ramirez to win everything. Like the same way Rolly Romero has the opportunity to gain everything, basically win the lottery, if he's able to somehow beat Ryan Garcia. Jose Ramirez is in that same position where this could be the biggest opportunity of his life, and he has to take advantage of it, because if he doesn't, he could be, out the door. But if he wins, he's got all the leverage in the world. So Jose Ramirez, he knows that he's going to be extra motivated to beat a guy like Devin, who he's trying to make his comeback fight. We all know that he's testing the waters against Jose Ramirez. He picked Jose because he knows that, I personally think Devin knows that he's going to beat him, but it's not an easy fight. I think this is a cherry pick, in my opinion, from Devin Haney, but also I understand it because Devin took trauma in that fight against Ryan Garcia. That's the reason why, you're seeing him do the lawsuits. You're seeing him sue Ryan Garcia because he took a lot of damage in that fight. He could have died. Realistically, it's not a joke. I'm not the biggest fan of, suing within the sport of boxing, even in the case of cheating, obviously, but I get it. I understand, because ultimately it wasn't me in that ring, it was Devin, and Devin took a lot of punishment, something that can't be undone. So, for all the people making fun of him for suing, like, I understand that maybe it's not the most warrior-like thing in the world, but you guys got to understand, it wasn't an even playing field. Even if Ryan Garcia didn't intentionally take PEDs, they were still in his system. So Devin has the right to challenge it and, take action, but we all want to see it in the ring at some point. So hopefully he gets past Jose Ramirez and we can get that big rematch that's highly anticipated between Haney and Ryan Garcia, because it would just be probably the biggest fight in boxing still, because a lot of people discredited Ryan Garcia for the first fight because of the PED incident. But ultimately, there's going to be so much anticipation for that fight because there's so much animosity between the two camps. But first, Jose Ramirez must be taken care of by Devin Haney, and he's going to be more motivated than ever to try to take away all those plans from Devin Haney. But we'll see what happens. I still pick Devin to beat Jose and move on to that Ryan Garcia rematch, but who knows, maybe Jose Ramirez will test that chin as they were talking about, and Devin Haney won't be able to handle the power from a guy like Jose Ramirez. So we'll see what happens. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you on the next Nabs boxing video. Peace.